Hello students, welcome to today's session. Today we will learn about the concept of electric field. So first of all, we need to know about the term. See, I have written when two charges are placed at a distance apart, they exert force on each other. That means whenever we put two charges separated by a certain distance, there exists a Coulomb force. We all know that. Now, the force has been renamed as action at a distance. That means whenever we put two charges, the force will be exerted by one charge on the another charge. That means action. There will be action when we put some another charge at a certain distance. So that is why we called it as action at a distance. Now, if we want to know about the field concept very clearly, I have divided into two parts. First one, we consider Q creates something called electric field. Now the concept of electric field is very much, we can make analogy with the gravitational field. The gravitational field can be emitted from various mass. Whenever there is mass, there will exist gravitational field. Though the intensity may be very low, whether we that means we cannot detect it, but there is gravitational field. In the similar way, whenever there is electric charge, there will exist electric field in the similar manner. So what we need to assume is that suppose a Q creates something called electric field, and Q is the source charge. Q is source charge. We consider Q as source charge. Now, when suppose we put another test charge Q naught. Now, when Q naught test charge, what does test charge mean? Suppose there is Q, and suppose we consider Q naught a test charge. Test charge means yes, any charge emits electric field. Now, the significance of Q naught is that the magnitude as well as the electric field emitted by the Q naught test charge will be very much negligible, very small. That means it almost Q naught tends to 0. The magnitude as well as the electric field produced by it will be very vanishingly small. So when Q naught test charge is placed in electric field produced by Q, so Q produce something called electric field. I don't know what is this, something called electric field. So it exerts force on it. That means the force acting on Q naught due to Q will be explained by the concept of electric field. Is that clear? That means if we write electric field as E vector, electric field has its own existence. It means if we don't have Q naught, still also there will exist electric field. Suppose there is a plus Q charge here, so it will emit electric field in all direction. As the electric field has direction, so it is a vector quantity. So it has its own direction. That means a single charge is enough to emit electric field from its own. That is the main concept of electric field. The electric field emitted by charge has its velocity, and the velocity is equal to speed of light, c, speed of light. It means suppose if we here is a charge Q at position A. Now suppose we move the plus Q charge from position A to another position B, and the time spent is t here. In that case, the electric field, the distance, suppose the distance be x. In that case, C into t, it will be C into t. So the distance will be speed of light into time. So if x be the distance moved by the electric field will be speed of light into time. So hence what we can say from here is that whenever the electric field take a finite time to propagate, that means if a charge is displaced from one position to another position, the change in electric field at a distance r or distance x here will be noticed after time. So the time will be x by c. In a similar way, the electric field, the time of appearing of electric field will be x by c. Simple concept. So here electric field intensity can be defined as force by Q naught. What we have considered is that Q and here Q naught is the test charge considered. So in that case, the test charge is very small, as a result of which we can put limit Q naught tends to 0 F vector by Q naught. It is the ultimate expression for E. So whenever we put a charge or two charge or three charge or many other charge, the electric field will be emitted by each charges. So now what we can write is that significance of electric field. See, the electric field concept gives us the mechanism of force exerted by or exist between two charges. It means the mechanism, number one is the mechanism of force exists between two charges. And the second question is, suppose we know the value or the magnitude of electric field at point P. Suppose the value is E. In that case, whatever be the magnitude of charge we put, we can easily find the expression of force here. How? Just by multiplying the charge into electric field. So if we know the value of electric field at certain distance, say r, at point P, we can easily calculate the magnitude of force here. So what we can write is that the magnitude of force can easily determined if we know the value of electric field at that position. Suppose we have put a charge twice E here. So what will be the magnitude of force? It will be E into twice E. Hence it becomes quite easier for us to determine the magnitude of force from the expression of electric field. Now we will write the expression of electric field due to a point charge. Electric field due to point charge. Suppose we consider a charge Q here and here Q naught, which is the test charge, be at origin. Here be the charge, not the test charge. It will be the plus Q, and here be the test charge we kept. In that case, suppose the distance be the R. So the electric field emitted in this direction will be E vector, and R cap be the direction of length in this direction. So what we can write is that expression of force is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught by R square multiplied by R cap. R cap is the unit vector. Now the electric field, we know the formula of electric field is limit Q naught tends to 0, F by Q naught. In that case, limit Q naught tends to 0. The expression of F is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught by R square into Q naught R cap. Q naught will be cancel out, hence the expression will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square R cap. It is the expression for electric field here. Now what we can write in place of R cap? We can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R cube into R vector electric field. Hence the direction of electric field is in the direction of R, because R cap is equals to R vector by R. So what we have put here is the ultimate expression for electric field. Here the electric field is due to a point charge we considered at the origin. Now what we see is that electric field due to a point charge is spherically symmetric. The electric field due to a point charge is spherically symmetric. What does the term spherically symmetric means? That means suppose we consider a charge here, point charge plus Q. Now if we make a circle or sphere, we draw a sphere, say it is R having radius R. In that case, the electric field at point, we consider 3 points A, B, C. The electric field at point A, B, C will be equal. Why? Because the distance of point A, B and C all are equal. So what we can conclude is that electric field due to a point charge is spherically symmetric. The electric field emerges out in a spherical manner in all direction. That is the main idea about electric field. So students, I think you have understood the concept of electric field very well. So in the next session, I will discuss about the superposition principle of electric field and the continuous distribution of electric field along with the few properties of electric field.